So this is about the Mac. Do any of you guys want to?
No, it's about the riot.
It's not about
the
Riot.
The riot.
We'll do the Riot.
It's about
We
the
did the
Riot.
Mac
We did the
already.
Which was originally the Mr. Skinner.
Mr.
We
Skinner.
really got to come up with a better name than the
I like the
Mr.
Mr.
Skinner.
Skinner.
Pretty awesome.
But yeah, but I don't want to piss off the siblings. I don't got that kind of lawyers.
I don't think there's.
No,
I don't think
not
there's no
necessarily.
relation.
They're not gonna know us anyway.
That is
You
true.
Northern what? No.
Alaska.
Well, I mean, you don't have to
What?
call it Mr. Skinner. You could call it the Ultimate
We're
Skinner.
calling
God,
it
no.
Mr. Barnes.
We're not
Mr.
like.
Barnes.
You called it the multi-animal knife. It's fine to call it the Ultimate Skinner.
No.
That's sort of
No,
silly.
because
Sorry.
It is kind of silly.
Yeah.
I never came up with a name for it. It
I
just,
think me and you were just bullshit, and we are like Mr. Skinner.
yeah. It was like we had one to sell. And it's like shit. What do we put on the tag?
So the
Mr. Skinner.
first version of the Riot was
This is how it
Skinner
started.
that's how it started. And
Right.
I'm noticing it's
The
got
Mr. Skinner was around before
the
you
jipping
were.
on the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah,
Was that intentional?
of course.
Or
But
was
he didn't
that,
have a name for it.
Yeah, no, because when we were writing tags, Mike and I came up with it.
Why,
think so.
why does
Yeah.
this have jipping on the end?
So you can choke up on it.
So you can
Exactly.
choke up
You
on
see
it?
the? You
Use
see?
Kelly.
You're looking.
Yeah, I'm looking.
You catching the drift on how that works?
I'm catching what you're
Doug's
laying
never
down.
skinned an
Hey,
animal.
I mean,
you gotta
get
make-
hit
you
by
gotta
what
make-
you're
you gotta make
throwing.
our sheet
Shut up.
design look bad.
You said you wouldn't tell.
Well, I'm looking at it, and it doesn't have that on the newer version.
No,
This is
The-
not
it's not
necessarily a
designed for
skin.
that.
It's
Yeah,
it's
that's-
a camp knife, so you don't necessarily choke up on it really. But
So-
on a Skinner, this is very common on a Skinner. Not so much on a camp. Like
Like the
something you would.
Benchmates have it on the
Yeah,
front.
exactly.
That almost looks like a Tonto,
it is.
It is a Tonto.
It's a modified Tonto.
Yeah.
modified
Where
Tonto,
have you been?
in the basement.
I guess.
We're down the
Hours
website.
and hours, yeah.
Where you been writing all this
So-
stuff down?
Mike
Most of
does.
that.
So the most easiest use I've found for the thing, since I carry this one, is splitting wood. I've also skinned moose with it. I've done bears with it. Popped rib bones off spines of like
It was
moose
beat
and
to
stuff
hell.
like that. It is. It's beat up, man.
It's used.
But I've
good.
had it for 3.5 years, and I've only had to sharpen it like 5 times in the
Yeah.
entire time I've had it. And I've split 8-inch birch rounds. I've done.
He uses his
forks.
definitely more than anybody I know. for
Like
sure.
I
Yeah.
have taken this thing out and beat the shit out of it, and I've used it for doing fires with like ferro rods.
Can I take a look at it?
Yeah, check it out, man.
I like how you guys all do that flourish.
Well, it's
Hey, man, handle first.
Stab one customer and
Yeah.
they'll teach you.
Yeah.
Nobody does it as well as Ryan.
I
Remember
get that
Ryan?
by customers all
He
the
would
time.
spin that shit like a drumstick. And
Yeah.
like a hand it
And
around.
then it would
There
be
you go.
like,
Ooh, yeah.
like this on his arm. I
Yep.
never
Like
figured
here,
it out.
pick it up.
Yeah.
Cut my wrist.
Yeah.
I dare you.
Yeah. he'll only do that
Did
once.
you use this to cut a steak? There's like A1 sauce on it.
It's not
That's
A1
blood.
sauce.
That's
It's
right.
blood.
Blood or
It's
Poi-
probably either
poison
blood or
Is that D2? Is yours
something.
D2?
No, my
Elmax.
Elmax.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't it say
So
right
I have
on
the powdered
Yeah, it
steel.
does.
Elmax.
Here's
Yeah.
fucking dirty
Super
too.
lightweight, tough.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
like
this
I said,
has the stonewash on it, doesn't it?
Tumbled.
That one's tumbled.
This one's tumbled? That's
Yeah,
really
that's
held up really well.
yeah.
Well, then again, you work here, so you probably...
No,
He hasn't done
No.
anything.
no, I take zero care of that minus sharpening it. Zero
He
care.
loves us.
And,
Fuck
Zero
your
care of
knife.
that.
you know, and it's held up 100%
And
since I've got it. Like,
it's got the
never failed
extended
me.
pommel on here, too. It doesn't come to... It comes to more of a point on the back. Is that to break glass or something? Or
You can use it for that, but you don't necessarily. It's not necessarily. I mean, you can use it as a
Hey.
tactical
Hey,
knife,
hey there, guy.
but it's not really a tactical knife. It is a strictly just
Yours is a
work
little
knife.
thinner than the new ones.
This
3/16
also.
versus 1/4 inch. Right?
Yeah, it's a
You
little
know?
bit thinner, not much.
You know? And mine's
Uh,
first gen, not second gen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and his
there's
is a
a difference
hers
in
is
the
a
grind.
his is a first gen, and in fact that took a lot of when the Mac used to be thicker and beefier. When we thinned out the Mac, that allowed us to go as big and tough with this as we wanted, which is why you can see to second generation it got thicker, because now that the Mac could be strictly skinny and we could make that thinner, then what we did is we purposely overbuilt the Riot. So that now, instead of pounding the Mac in a tree and using it as a step, you pound the Riot in a tree.
Well, I mean, no one's broken
And
one yet.
Now,
so.
don't,
Yeah.
I haven't
don't
broken
murder
mine
me
yet.
where I'm sitting
yeah.
right now.
Do you have a riot?
What is the grind
Don's making
on
me
this
one.
knife?
He's making me one with this.
So
guy.
this is with the
Oh, thanks.
profile is
Yeah,
this
and
is
I don't know what
this
steel
is
he's gonna
recurved
use.
to
I want him
modified
use
Tonto.
Elmax.
So a traditional Tonto would be flat, but we do a modified curve, so that you can use this as a skinning
Okay.
knife if you want to. Don't you know what I mean? If you want to all-purpose it.
Also works great for slicing,
Yeah.
Okay.
right on the nose.
But I'm a big fan of the the way I always think of Tontos is I think of it as two different knives.
It's 2 working edges, man.
2 different working edges. So this way you get a tough straight edge, and then if you wanted to, this would also double up. That's why I use a modified curved Tonto, so you can skin with that if you want.
Yeah, it's the one all do all. I mean, you can split an 8-inch birch round, or you could go out and skin a squirrel.
Pretty weird.
I
Skin a
mean,
squirrel.
it's- you can do a lot of different stuff
Squirrel
with it,
doesn't
man.
take
How,
that
how
great.
delicate
No, it
of work
doesn't.
can you do with that?
I carved a small spoon about this big the other day.
Tastes about
Okay,
as
so you're
big as a
saying
bowl.
you could circumcise a squirrel?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I don't see
Should be
why
one
not.
angry squirrel.
We can always try. But I mean, you take this thing out. I think with the hollow grind on the original one, it was great for doing like real detail stuff. But once you start batoning, it tends to wedge itself a little more. With the new grinds on the 1/4-inch spine, it's more like an axe.
Yeah.
You know,
Right, more
it
splits.
gives you more of that splitting
Yeah, and
ability.
And thinning out the Mac and thickening up the Riot allowed
Yeah.
us to make those kind of changes.
Yeah, you get
Right.
durability. You get,
I know.
you know, it's just easier to
One.
use as a tool
penis?
at that point.
No, I'm just noticing one big. I think it's because the blade's thicker, but I noticed that where it comes up here, it's at more of an angle. I just thought it was
Well,
cool.
it's a 1/4-inch versus
Oh,
Yeah,
3/16.
yeah, and we don't. No, I never had an intention to make a full grind on that Riot. I wanted it. You know what I mean? We always wanted it to be that way, to have a flat.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Don's putting some wood scales on one for Talon.
That'll be one of our first custom.
Man,
First
that is
custom
a-
Riot.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, our
That'll
first
be-
custom handles. Yeah.
Talon saw
yeah.
the scales back there and about shit himself. He was so excited. They do look really good though.
And these come with all the same.
Lifetime warranty, lifetime
Yeah,
free
and the
sharpening.
same scale options.
Yep.
And all
Yeah,
that.
my
We
car-
haven't. To be honest, we-
Minus custom scales.
Yeah,
so
we haven't.
far.
Well, we haven't really done it because we've been so backlogged on everything that we haven't even been able to get to the point to get our head above water to make custom handles on the. We've only just done the synthetic handles for now
Should have brought my first.
because
sheet.
we've got we've got a waiting
Right.
list that we've got to satisfy before we can go and do the fun stuff and do the fancier stuff.
Yeah.
We got people. We got
But like
this,
the
this was the
G10,
most back orders we had.
yeah, for sure.
Right.
The riot. This, you should have seen what we still have.
we're,
our
they're waiting on
stack of-
G10 right now.
Yeah, you should see the stack of orders we have for riots. Right?
Yeah, all of my Carter ones have been filled. We don't have G10 ones done yet, but they're coming. And I think that's about it. Some people want tumbled finish, so we're going to do a couple tumbled finish ones. But I mean, we're going to do probably only a handful of the orange G10 because it's orange G10 on the Riot.
Yeah.
Not that attractive.
Yeah,
I think it's cool.
You know, hazard
But-
orange, man.
Yeah.
So
This-
on the tumbled finish, you have a new tumbler that's
Yes,
been running
it's
for the
meant-
last
Yeah.
couple of days.
Yeah.
Shit.
Just
How,
built a new tumbler.
Been running for 8 hours.
How
The ultra tumble.
Okay, so maybe after on our next break we'll check it. So have you pulled something out of it yet to see?
Only titanium so far.
Only titanium.
Only
so
titanium
you happy
so
with it so far though?
So far, it saved me
That's
a
awesome.
shitload of time.
Nice.
Okay.
That was a good find.
Yeah,